Surviving in the wild isn't just about knowing a few tricks. It's about mastering the skills that could one day save your life. From ancient warriors to modern military forces, survival has always been a critical component of success in hostile environments. Today, we're diving into 10 military bushcraft and survival hacks that have stood the test of time, proven effective in the most extreme conditions. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast, a prepper, or just curious about survival tactics, these hacks will prepare you for whatever the wilderness throws your way. Hack 1. The Dakota Fire Hole. The Dakota Fire Hole is a military technique used to create a low-profile, efficient fire that's almost smokeless, keeping your position concealed while still providing heat and a means to cook. Start by digging a primary hole about a foot deep and wide enough to build a fire in. A few inches away, dig a secondary hole that connects to the first through a tunnel, allowing airflow to feed the fire. This setup not only reduces your visibility, but also ensures that the fire burns hotter and more efficiently, using less wood. It's an essential skill for anyone needing to stay off the grid while still benefiting from the warmth and utility of fire. Hack 2. Improvised water filter. Access to clean water is crucial in any survival situation, but military forces often find themselves far from clean water sources. The improvised water filter is a bushcraft method used to purify dirty water using materials found in nature. Start by cutting the bottom off a plastic bottle or using a hollow piece of wood. Layer the inside with a few inches of charcoal from your fire, followed by sand, gravel, and finally some larger stones. Pour the dirty water through this filter several times, and you'll have water that's much safer to drink. Remember, if possible, always boil the water after filtering to kill any remaining pathogens. In the world of survivalism, the most crucial skill you can master is the ability to filter water. Clean, safe water is essential for life, and in a crisis, access to it can mean the difference between survival and disaster. But what if you could take that skill to the next level? The Water Freedom System is designed to help you do just that, empowering you to produce clean drinking water from virtually any source, anywhere. If you're serious about being prepared, you can't afford to miss out on this. Click the link in the comments to get your hands on the Water Freedom System guide today, and make sure you and your loved ones are never without clean water when it matters most. Hack 3. Signal fire with green foliage. In a survival scenario, being found is often as important as staying hidden, depending on the context. If you need to signal for help, a simple fire might not be enough to attract attention. Here's where the military hack of using green foliage comes in. Pile fresh green leaves or branches onto your fire, creating thick, white smoke that can be seen from miles away. This type of signal fire is particularly useful in open areas where there's little else to draw attention to your location. Remember to build your fire in a clearing or high point to maximize visibility. Hack 4. Paracord trap for small game. Military personnel often have to rely on their resourcefulness to find food, and snare traps are a time-tested method for catching small game. Paracord is a soldier's best friend, and it's perfect for making durable snares. Find a game trail where animals frequently pass. Using a small loop of paracord, create a noose that tightens as the animal passes through. Attach the other end to a sturdy branch or stake in the ground. As the animal triggers the trap, the noose will tighten, capturing your dinner. This technique is efficient, allowing you to set multiple traps and increase your chances of securing food. Hack 5. Waterproofing gear with tree resin. Waterproofing is critical in the field, where wet gear can lead to hypothermia and other serious problems. Soldiers have long used tree resin, a natural waterproofing agent, to protect their gear. Start by finding a tree that produces resin, like a pine or spruce. Carefully collect the resin, being mindful not to damage the tree too much. Heat it over a fire until it becomes more fluid, then apply it to your gear. Whether it's boots, clothing, or a makeshift shelter, once the resin cools and hardens, it forms a waterproof barrier that can keep you dry in wet conditions. Hack 6. Solar still for water collection. In arid environments, finding water can be a challenge. The solar still is a survival technique that uses the sun's heat to collect water from the ground. Dig a hole about 3 feet across and 2 feet deep. Place a container in the center to collect water. Cover the hole with plastic sheeting, anchoring it with rocks around the edges. Place a small rock in the center of the plastic to create a cone shape, directing condensation into your container. As the sun heats the ground, moisture evaporates, condenses on the plastic, and drips into the container. This method won't yield large amounts of water, but can be a lifesaver in a desert. Hack 7. Creating a survival bow. When you're out of ammunition, a bow can be a vital tool for hunting and defense. Soldiers and survivalists alike have used this technique for centuries. To make a survival bow, find a piece of flexible wood, such as hickory or ash, about the height of your shoulder. Shave it down so it's thicker in the center and tapers toward the ends. Notch both ends and string it with paracord or any strong cordage you have. While not as powerful as a modern compound bow, this DIY weapon can still take down small to medium-sized game and provide a means of protection. Hack 8. Camouflage techniques with mud and foliage. Staying hidden in the wild is often the difference between life and death. Military forces use advanced camouflage techniques to blend into their surroundings, and you can use the same principles in a survival situation. Start by covering any exposed skin with mud, which not only camouflages but also protects against insects. Next, add foliage to your clothing and gear, mimicking the natural environment around you. The key is to break up your outline and avoid patterns that stand out in nature. Whether you're evading predators or just trying to move unseen, these camouflage techniques are essential. Hack 9. Improvised first aid with natural materials. In the wild, medical supplies are often limited, so knowing how to use natural materials for first aid is crucial. Many plants have medicinal properties that soldiers have relied on for centuries. For example, crushed plantain leaves can be used as a poultice to treat cuts and insect bites, reducing inflammation and promoting healing. Similarly, willow bark contains salicin, a natural pain reliever. If you find yourself without a medical kit, knowledge of local flora can make a significant difference in treating injuries until you can reach help. Hack 10. Building a debris shelter. When shelter is needed quickly, a debris shelter is one of the fastest and most effective options. Military personnel are trained to build these shelters from materials found on the forest floor. Start by finding a downed tree or propping a long branch between two supports. Lean smaller branches along one side to create a frame, then cover it with leaves, moss, and other debris to insulate the interior. This shelter is surprisingly warm and can protect you from rain, wind, and cold temperatures. The key is to use as much debris as possible to trap heat and block out moisture. Surviving in the wilderness requires more than just luck. It demands skill, knowledge, and the right mindset. These 10 military bushcraft and survival hacks are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to preparing yourself for the unexpected. Whether you're out for a weekend adventure or facing a real survival situation, these techniques could one day mean the difference between life and death. So, get out there, practice these skills, and be ready for whatever comes your way. And remember, if you found this video helpful, smash that like button, share it with your fellow survivalists, and hit subscribe for more tips and tricks to keep you prepared for anything. Stay safe, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next video.